explain different parts of a statute. Now, statute or legislation, we know, right? Whatever parliament or state legislature introduces and then it becomes binding, that is only nothing but a statute or an act or a legislation. So, one intro we can give that interpretation of statute plays a vital role in delivery of justice. Fine, legislation or parliament would give us a law, will give us a document, but how we understand that document, how we understand provisions inside a document, that will ultimately help us provide justice. Right? When we understand those words properly, only then we will be able to apply it properly and give justice in the necessary situations. That is the reason why interpretation of statute plays a very vital role in delivery of justice. There are various internal and external aids used by judges in this process of interpretation. Aids are nothing but like mode that is being used, okay? Like we say, right? Someone like state aided college. That means what? State government is providing funds to this college to function. So aid is some support that you are taking. All right. So we may use some internal and external aids in understanding a statute, in interpreting a statute. These aids are nothing but some devices that help or assist in the process of interpretation. While trying to understand the legislation, these devices or these like different aids will help us or will assist us in understanding the legislation properly. What are internal aid? It means different materials which are available inside the statute. When one statute is given of maybe 50 pages, whatever is there inside the statute, right? Those inside things only are helping us to understand the matter. That means it is internal aid. These internal aids include long title, preamble, heading, marginal note, illustrations, punctuations, proviso, schedule, transitory provisions, etc. These internal aids are nothing but different parts of the statute, right? So that is the reason why we need to know different parts of a statute. Simply if we have one legislation or a statute, like, okay, fine, this is constitution, take it. We may not understand it properly. When we know different parts or different things that are there inside it, it becomes very easy for us to read the document also and to understand it also, right? So whatever is there inside this document of 281 pages, those are nothing but parts of a statute. Okay, so we will see what are these different parts. There is long title. Every statute with starts with a long title. It gives the description of the object of that act. Short title. Usually the short title is used for the purpose of referring and identification of any act. It ends with the year of passing of that thing. So we will see where we have title for Constitution of India. Okay, so it says it starts with this thing, right? It starts with the title. So Constitution of India also should technically start with the title. So we will see where this title thing is being given for Constitution of India. All right, so it should be the first thing. Here we have, see, here we have, right, that for Constitution, okay, so we'll just open another legislation which we have maybe. IPC, BED Act, if we open, there also you will be able to see. So you can go through any legislation that you feel you remember, right? You can simply open that legislation and you will be able to find most of the different parts which are there. Okay, some parts may be missing in some of the legislations, but it may be there in some or the other legislation. All right, if you look for 2-3 different legislations, you should be able to get all the different parts which are there inside it. So if we look at the first provision, right? This act shall be called the Indian Penal Code, and it extends to this. That means what? This is the complete name or title of the legislation. See, here also it is written, right? Title. That means this is the title. For some legislations where name is very big, they may give a short title also. Okay, they may say, okay, fine, we will call it as this legislation. Why? Because name is very big. So they would give a short title. But you would get some kind of a title, either it may be a long title or a short title, which we have, right? Clear, right? This is? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So next, all right. Next one is preamble. What is preamble? The main aim and objectives of the act is found in preamble of the statute. That means if we have a legislation, simply it is not passed like there would be some aim and there would be some objective. For some purpose, it will be introduced. So, what is the purpose or objective of introducing this legislation? That thing we will get in the preamble. All the acts start with a preamble stating the reason behind introducing this act. That means whatever legislation we are studying, we would get in preamble. So, see, this also starts with preamble. Right? It will mainly tell us legislation is introduced. If you look for Constitution of India, right? It also starts with C. It also starts with preamble. Preamble basically tells us why do we even have this legislation? What is the purpose or objective of introducing this legislation? Right? So that thing will be mentioned in preamble. We have heading and title of a chapter. So it's not like a newspaper, everything is just put there in a statute. It's well organized, right? So it is organized in different headings and title of a chapter. Heading gives the key to interpretation of clauses under it and helps to know what is the intent of this provision. So there would be some heading and title of a chapter also. If you at this thing, right, Indian IPC, you will see there are different headings which are being given. All right, like
Yes, ma'am. Yeah,
yeah, different
chapters are there,
yeah,
headings are there, chapters are there, titles are there. Yeah,
yeah,
I
right. Like
can see that.
offenses relating to marriage, of cruelty by husband, defamation, like that we have different headings and it is accordingly divided. So when we read this, we know okay, fine, these provisions are relating to defamation only. So heading and title of a chapter is already also given there. Then we have definitions. So how are definitions important?
Definitions, ma'am.
Yeah. So mostly it is section 2 or the next sections which define certain words. Okay, so why definitions are important? Take for example person, man, women, gender, number, public. When I say public, it may mean a lot of different things. What is person? Person means like living human beings we would mean, right? But here, person includes any company, association, body of persons also. That is why it is very important to define. Otherwise, we would feel that person means only living human beings like us. But here, person also means a company, association, or body of persons. That is why and to define some common words which we are going to use very frequently so that we are clear with regard to what this term means. Right?
Important terms. Okay.
Yeah. Take for example gender. The pronoun he and its derivatives are used of any person whether male or female. If you read IPC, right, it will be always he. Nowhere you would see her. But even though they are mentioned he, it applies both for male and female. That is why it's very important they have mentioned gender. Even though we are saying he, we are not writing he or she, but he includes both male and female. Right? So that is why it's very important that we define some words so that it's very clear on what this provision basically is. Right? So we would have definitions also. Then we have illustrations. What are illustrations?
Illustrations means elaborated.
Elaborated, like an example,
Example.
right? So, example we would take for example here. This is illustration. So they are saying
Illustration.
right of private
Mm.
defense against act of a person of unsound mind. When we read the provision, we may not be very clear. We may have some confusion. But when we read these two illustrations, it will be very clear. That means they are giving us an example so that we understand it very clearly, right? They would give situations and explain it. So that is nothing but illustration. Illustrations are examples given in statute for a better understanding of the specific section. Next one is proviso. Proviso provides examples of specific cases. These specific examples are given to such cases where general words require special meaning of it. So proviso provides examples of specific cases. Proviso means some exceptions. Okay, fine, this is the normal rule, but there may be like a proviso. Proviso would say in exceptional situation what will happen. Alright, see, this is like a proviso we saw. Okay. See, act done in good faith for benefit this, that, this, that. This is the normal proviso, but normal thing, but there is proviso. That means there are some other situations also which may apply. Right? So proviso also.
Proviso. Provisos. Okay.
Yeah. So it provides example of specific cases. That otherwise this is the general rule, but in some specific cases this may also happen. So it is like specific examples are given regarding such cases. Then explanation. What is explanation?
Explanation about explaining the thing, ma'am.
Yeah, see, this is explanation. This is explanation 1, 2. That means they have already told you what is act to which a person compelled by threats. That means they gave you the provision, but it may be a little complicated. Just to make it more clear, they would again explain it. Alright, take for example, sir, I have prepared this answer. When you read this
Okay.
answer, you may not be very clear. Okay, I may simply just read out the proviso provides example of specific cases. This specific example, it may not be clear to you. That is why I am again explaining what is proviso. Right? Same happens here. They have told you that this is a particular crime. It may not be very clear. That is why they again give explanations. Explanation 1, explanation 2, like that they can give multiple explanations also. Why? To elaborate on the meaning of the words which are being used there. The purpose behind explanation is to explain clearly and include something. They want to make their point very clear. That is why explanations are given. Okay.
Okay.
Next is schedules. What are schedules?
Schedules means the important acts, ma'am.
Yeah, inside an act only we would get all of this. So inside act we will get schedules also. Schedule means what? Schedule means some extra information. Alright. For example, in Constitution we have all these different schedules, 12 schedules. This schedule is about different states, different union territories. Okay, that means in Constitution you may get a provision that this is a state, this happens with regard to a state, this happens with regard to a union territory. But a question may come to your mind that how many states are there in India? How many union territories are there in India? What are names of all these different states? What are the names of all the union territories? Is Jammu and Kashmir a state or an union? All those questions, if it comes to your mind, you can refer to this schedule. Okay. So schedule means some extra information which you may refer if you feel like. If not, you can simply read the act and you will be done. Alright. So schedule is some extra information which you may need to refer while studying or reading a certain legislation. Okay. So this should be read along with the section. It contains minute details with regard to the provision. They are talking about state this, union territory this, that, everything, but what are the states? What are the boundaries of all of those states? You will get that specific detail, minute details in the schedule only. Last one is punctuation. Punctuation is one of the minor element of the statute. It should be given importance only when there is proper punctuation used and when there is no doubt about its meaning. That means punctuation, like where comma is there, where full stop is there, where this, that, all those stuff also play an important role in understanding, right? So they may give like, okay, find this, then comma this. That means all those things are important. So those punctuations also help us understand what they are trying to mean, right? If I do not give this full stop, comma, and all of that, it will be difficult for you to understand where the sentence is ending, where it is starting, right? Same for a statute also, that it also plays a vital role in helping us understand the statute. Okay, and then we can conclude it saying that knowledge on different parts of a statute or legislation is vital for a law student or researcher. When we know about these different parts that are there, when we know the differences between all these different parts, it helps us understanding the legislation in a very easy and a very easy way, right? So it becomes very important for us that we go through the legislation, we try to understand it, and then accordingly we will be able to basically like interpret it or understand it in a better way, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear? So if I had just written down everything like a newspaper, it would have been very difficult for you. Just because I have mentioned question number, questions are given, intro given, conclusion given, different headings are given, anyone can just go through this and that person will understand. Same happens for statute also, that when you know all these different parts, it becomes very easy for you to understand it and then accordingly write about it, right? So for this also,
Correct. And the statutes are made in legislation, madam.
Yeah, by legislative department only it will be made. So basically, in like parliament, right? We would have
Yeah, parliament.
ministers also, and like private this also, right? Persons also who are not ministers but part of parliament. So anyone can introduce like a bill, introduced. Okay, I will just propose it before parliament that I want this kind of a legislation in India. Then accordingly there will be its discussions, research, this, that. After all the process, finally collectively it will be decided by parliament. If majority supports me, then that legislation will become an act, that bill will become an act. If not, that bill will end at the stage of bill only, right? So it needs approval also. So whatever is applicable in entire India, that is passed by parliament. Whatever is applicable in a state, mostly it is passed by state legislature only. Some rare cases parliament some control, but otherwise mostly it's the state legislature only. Okay, like you seen that legislative assembly thing also, right? In Bangalore, what is there?
Yes, ma'am. That is I have seen.
Yeah, so there
Also,
only all the laws would be made, whatever is applicable in Karnataka, right? Like Karnataka, all the land related things, everything will be passed from there only.